In today's session, we will understand how to do load balancing with the DNS. So it is very small and simple topic. Usually we have to know what is load balancer first, and later on we will do how to do load balancing with the DNS. So what I have to do first, let us understand a small topic about why do we use load balancer and what is load balancer. So let's take in a company. I want company icon. Yeah, here is a company. So in this company I got connected to internet. This is internet icon. Here is internet icon, and the company connected to internet, and this company hosted one web server on the internet. So one web page. So let's take this as a server. Imagine this is web server. This is web server. So this server has to be, which means the web page should be able to access from internet. To access this web page from internet, what we have to do, we have to have one public IP, and there should be a ISP and some registrar, DNS register, where the DNS name can be registered and public IP will be associated with the name. So I am not going in that level. Just imagine you have public IP here. If users or clients wants to access this web server, they have to have some public IP or name. If they use name and public, DNS will resolve the name to IP, so your traffic will come to web page and accessible. So better to do one thing, I will bring DNS for your better quality, better understand. So imagine here is public DNS registrar. Public DNS registrar. So what this registrar do? They will register the domain called acascloud.com. Register the domain name called acascloud.com. In that we create one host www, the public IP. So it could be 3.4.5.6. So we can use 3.4.5.6. This is a public IP. So what happens when users in internet try to access the web page? They will type this www.acascloud.com. This DNS will give this IP address, and they use this IP address to go and access the web page. This is what happens in real time. If users are increased day by day, so many users are increased and so much traffic will come into it. So much traffic. So when so much traffic came to web server, and the web server performance has to be increased, which means the response of the web server may go down, because if few members are accessing, web server is capable to respond to all few members. If huge members are accessing, if so many clients are accessing at the same time, so server has to take time to respond to the clients. To avoid this problem, how to avoid this problem? So what we do, we have two choice: either increase the configuration of web server, or place one more web server here. One more web server. Imagine that web server's IP address 3.4.5.7. So this is another web server, secondary web server, and this web server 1, web server 2. Now if huge members are accessing the web page, what we have to do? Can I create one more record with here in DNS 3.4.5.7? Is it possible? Do you understand? So what we want is how to access this secondary web page, because in DNS we can have only one name with IP address. Can I create one more record with the same name and different IP? If somebody asks DNS server, what is the www.acastcloud.com, what is the IP address of www.acastcloud.com, this DNS server is response. Which IP address? Is it 6 or 7? We have to understand. This is a question. If I ask you this question to you, what is your answer? If do you have any answer? If you have any answer, you can post that answer in the comment section. So until this, if you have any doubts, you can feel free to post your questions in the comment section. How to solve this? So to solve this, what we can do, we can use load balancer. This is a load balancer icon. In Azure. Actually this is Azure icon I'm using here for understanding. So this icon. What is load balancer? See, I'll tell you. What is the question? Can DNS do load balancing? That is a concept. Today we will understand how to do DNS load balancing. And here in comment section, Shahul Hamid telling that server cluster, that's okay, fine. So what I am trying to do, so I have to have one load balancer. This is load balancer. I will place load balancer with the internet facing. I will use some IP address to the load balancer. It could be 3.4.5.8. This is load balancer IP. Instead of creating two records in DNS, what I can do, I can create one record 3.4.5.8. if anybody asks to DNS with www.acastcloud.com, so what happens is this, all the traffic will goes to DNS. DNS will give the response by IP as 3.4.5.8. this, the request will come to load balancer, and load balancer will forward traffic to different web servers. It will redistribute. It means distribute the traffic. So distributing the traffic from where? Load balancer to web server. So this is not a concept of load balancer. I am just explaining you what is load balancer, so that you will have some idea about load balancer. Let me go in internet. I will search I say Fi load balancer. Fi load balancer. If you want to know about load balancing and all, I will show you something here. Load balancer. Just a minute. See, we have one load balancing white papers. Let's go. What is load balancer? Fi load balancer. If I search like this, I just wanted to show one definition which gives a clear idea about what is load balancer. Or I can search like this also. Big IP. Fi. Why it is not working? Something wrong. Let's proceed with unsafe. So Fi is a load balancer. Big IP is a product. Fi, which means big IP, is a product from Fi company. So here that is very slow. No problem. I will just move on to the topic. I hope you understand what is load balancer. So why do we use load balancer? To distribute traffic, internet traffic, to the internal servers for load balancing, for high availability. We can say this is also a cluster. Cluster is something called group of servers. Yes, it is going to be a cluster. Got it. Now what do we want? Can I place load balancer here? No, I am not going to do load balancing with a load balancer. Understand carefully. I am not going to do load balancing with a load balancer. This is not my topic. So what I am going to do here? What is my subject? What I supposed to show you in this? What I wanted to show you, just let me give 1 second. I just close this window, otherwise my system will take so much performance. Okay, now it's fine. Let me design a topology. What I am going to do now in another few minutes. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can ask. So I am going to have 3 computers here. The one computer is same as usual, 172.30.0.10. The second computer is 172.30.0.20. The third computer is 172.30.0.30. Okay, in that I am going to make one computer act as DNS server. This is DNS server, and we can use as some, like, just imagine that will be a web server, web 1. Imagine this will be known as web 2. So web 2. If you have 2 web servers here, now I can use this as a client. I can use one as a client, and I will configure this computer's IP address as a preferred DNS to both computers, like 172.30.0.10. This is the preferred DNS of this computer. Just imagine like this. If you show the output, then only you will understand the the result, how the DNS works. But anyway, keep watching this. So I'll make one DNS client and let's see what happens. I have to go install DNS in system 1, which is C1 computer. I go to C1 computer. I am in C1 computer. I'll open server manager. If you have any questions technically, you just post as a comment so that I can respond with you. I can give some solutions, so it may be very helpful for you to understand. If you look at this topology, you have DNS server and with this address, and I am creating a record for 172.30.0.10, once www20 www30. See, we have multiple records with the same name. So multiple records with the same name, and how this going to happen? If somebody requests, if somebody pings, imagine if somebody ping, I go to this computer and ping 172.30.0.20, pinging www.ecascloud.com. When the request goes to DNS server, it has three answers, either 10, 20, 30, which it has to be answered, 10 or 20 or 30. Do you understand? So it could be send 30 response, it could be send 20 response, it could be send 10 response. Let us check how it works. So for that, what I have to do, I will go to this computer, I will install DNS as we decided to install. Go next and next. Installing DNS. No. Next install. Installing DNS. Now it is installed. We can configure. We close this window and we go to tool, click on DNS, open DNS server, forward lookup, right click, new zone, next, primary zone, and say ecascloud, ecascloud.com, next, finish. Inside this ecascloud.com, I will create a host record for www.172.30.0.10 is a one record, and I will add one more record, www.172.30.0.20, add host, again www.172.30.0.30. This is another record for, so I have three records. Three records are created. If I go back to C3, I'll go to command prompt. I'll change the color for better visibility, and I'll go record connection properties. And I will configure 172.30.0.10 because this is a preferred DNS server. This is a DNS server IP. I'll go click close and close everything. If I ping www.acascloud.com, what response I am getting? As per Balaji response, we are getting 172.30.0.10. So what I do is, I will go to ipconfig slash flush DNS, deleting the cache memory. ARP-A, that's a cache memory of MAC address. I will say ARP-B, deleting the cache memory of MAC addresses. And I will ping again www.acascloud.com. I am getting again 172.30.0.10, same response. That's okay, fine. So I will go to C2. Just understand carefully. I'll ping www.acascloud.com. I don't have any DNS. I will configure the preferred DNS. If you look at this properly, if you are unable to understand, so you have to watch this video for 2-3 times. 0.10 is a preferred DNS. If I say ping www.acascloud.com, I am getting 30 response. How it is? See, in computer 1 I am getting 10. In computer, which means some computer 30. Do you understand the difference? This is what I wanted to show you in this webinar. What I wanted to show you? I want to show you how DNS is working. Let me show you once again. ipconfig slash flush DNS ARP space -A command to see the cache and delete the cache. And pinging www.acascloud.com. I am getting 20 response. 20. ARP-D flush DNS www.com 20. I go to some PC, another PC. In C3 I will delete the cache memory. ipconfig slash flush DNS pinging with same name acascloud.com. say I'm getting 10 now. I will once again clear the cache. Once again I'm getting 20 now. If you are not able to understand, this video will be available in YouTube channel. You have to go youtube.com/c/Huzaifa. This is a YouTube channel. If you go to this YouTube channel where you can find this video, you can understand. If you repeat this video again and again, last a few minutes. Flush DNS. I will show you once again for confirmation. I am getting 20 response. Flush DNS. Now I am getting 20 response again. Let's flush DNS. What response I should get now? See, again same 20. If I go there from other PC, flush DNS. After flushing DNS, I'm getting 20. What was the previous response? The previous is 20. Above previous is 20. If I go here, see, this is what I wanted to show. That's why I'm repeating this. This is what I have to make you understand. Getting 30. See, here 20, here 30. Do you understand? Tell something in comments what you understood. I'm waiting for your response. because DNS has the load balancing capability. DNS has the load balancing capability, which means, let me explain you what happening in the background. So when the query request is coming back to this, when the request is coming, just a minute, when request is going to this server, to this responding with 20 IP address, sending 20 IP address. When somebody asking, the other client is requesting, this sending 30 IP address, which means when you have same record with multiple IP addresses, when you have same record with multiple IP addresses, what's happening? It's doing load balancing. First it will send as a response this and this and this, you know. So DNS will do load balancing. Can I stop this load balancing? Yes, you can stop. If you understood this topic very well, hit like button and love button, so that you know, so many have to watch. If you are like this, you please share this video as possible. You got it right? This is a concept. And what I was supposed to tell here, if you use DNS load balancing, then you can use it. But can I stop this load balancing facility? Obviously yes, we can stop this load balancing. How to stop load balancing? How to stop load balancing? What we have to do? We have to go to C1, select the zone properties, go to server properties. So why we are going to server properties? To understand load balancing feature, to understand load balancing algorithm, to stop load balancing by the DNS server. If you don't want to load balance by the DNS server, if you want to stop load balancing, you can stop it. By default, load balancing is enabled. If you don't want to do it, you can stop. How to stop? Go to server properties, and there you find advanced tab. There you can find enable round robin. Enable round robin is the feature of DNS. Enable round robin is the algorithm of load balancing. That algorithm is present in DNS server, so that it capable to do load balance. You understood the entire topic, right? This is what I supposed to teach you today. This is what I have to show you today. Do you understand? If you have any questions, you can post comments here. And if you uncheck this enable option, apply, now DNS won't do any load balancing. It may send any one of record, it will not send a response with multiple records. If you uncheck this, you cannot get multiple records as a response. You will get only one record as a response. That is what we have to understand here. Do you understand? And Mr. Balaji asking, sir, can you explain load balancing algorithm types? Yes, yeah, sure, I can explain you, Balaji. And thank you for asking this question. You know, with this question, the other attendees also will get so many information. Load balancing algorithm. Let's take few load balancing algorithms. Round robin. This is one algorithm. Least connections. least connections. This is another algorithm. And least response. Let us understand first what is round robin algorithm. Round robin algorithm says, imagine you have server 1, server 2, server 3. So server 1, server 2, server 3. If one request to clients, they are clients. If client 1, client 2, client 3, client 4, client 5. If client 1 send a request to DNS, DNS will send response for first IP. If client 2, DNS send response with second IP. If 3, DNS will send response from third IP. If fourth request come, it will go back to 1, 2, 3, which means how the request is come in order. Server send response 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is round robin algorithm. This is what by default DNS will do. Do you understand? And next, what other algorithm we may have? The other algorithm is least connections, weighted round robin, and the least response time, which means least connections. If any server will give least response, the load balancer will not send to this server. Load balancer will send to the server which gives higher responses. Weighted round robin means there must be a priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, and we can choose based on the priority, or we can choose if I give 1 priority, this is 2 priority, this is 3 priority. So based on the priority also it works. So weighted round robin, least connections and least response time. Least response time. So if server will give a slow response, the load balancer will not send traffic to that server. But however, this is not a load balancer concept, but for Mr. Balaji question answer as these types of response. Round robin is one, least connection is one, least response time is one, weighted round robin is another one. I hope you understood, Balaji. You got your answer. Then what questions you have to ask here? I am going to finish this session by this. So I hope you understood and enjoy this small topic. And thank you for attending and watching this session.